Tyler Green was only 23, yet he carried the weight of an entire world on his shoulders. In a modest apartment in a struggling neighborhood of a Midwestern American city, Tyler balanced his studies at a local law school with multiple part-time jobs. 2 years earlier, the sudden death of his father had shattered the small family. Overnight, Tyler was forced to become the pillar for his ailing mother, Linda Green, and his spirited younger sister, Hannah Green. Every day brought new challenges: overdue bills, relentless debt collectors, and mounting medical expenses for his mother's chronic illness. Despite his tireless work at a small legal firm and his relentless commitment to his education, Tyler's income was barely enough to cover the basics. The constant pressure to provide for his family left him feeling isolated and overwhelmed. At night, in the quiet hours of his cramped room, Tyler would pore over casebooks and practice exam questions, haunted by the memory of his father's warm smile and the promise he made to himself that someday he would turn their misfortune into a future of stability. Yet the relentless financial strain and emotional burden gnawed at him, making every day a battle. The bills that arrived in the mail were stark reminders of his struggle, and the whispered advice from sympathetic friends urged him to accept any opportunity that might bring relief, even if it meant stepping far out of his comfort zone. One such opportunity came unexpectedly when a senior partner from the firm, noting Tyler's overwork and stressed demeanor, invited him to a high society event. Although Tyler had no taste for opulent affairs and felt painfully out of place in a world of tailored suits and glittering chandeliers, he accepted the invitation in the hope that, perhaps, a change of scenery might offer a brief escape from his unending hardships. That fateful evening, Tyler found himself in a grand mansion, its halls adorned with sparkling crystal chandeliers and classical music resonating softly through polished corridors. It was a world far removed from his own, a world where the weight of financial burdens was replaced by the lightness of privilege. As Tyler wandered through the elegant ballroom, trying to blend into the crowd, his thoughts remained fixed on his family's suffering and his own determination to overcome it. Little did he know that this night would mark the turning point of his life, a night when fate would intertwine his destiny with that of a woman whose presence would soon transform his entire world. At the lavish event, Tyler's eyes were drawn to a striking woman whose aura exuded confidence and calm authority. Evelyn Carter, a distinguished 71-year-old millionaire, moved gracefully among the guests, her silver hair impeccably styled, and her eyes twinkling with both wisdom and a hint of mischief. Unlike the other affluent attendees, Evelyn possessed an air of genuine warmth that belied her imposing wealth. When she approached Tyler, her gaze was both inquisitive and kind, as if she could see beyond his modest attire and tired expression. "Young man, you don't seem like you belong to this world," Evelyn remarked softly, her tone mingling curiosity with empathy. Tyler, taken aback by her directness, replied honestly, "I'm here by chance, ma'am. I have my own battles to fight." Intrigued by his candor, Evelyn pressed him gently, asking about his life, his struggles, and his aspirations. Under her attentive gaze, Tyler found himself unburdening his heart, sharing stories of his father's untimely death, the constant worry over his mother's deteriorating health, and the unspoken pressure of providing for Hannah's future. As the evening progressed, the conversation between them deepened. Evelyn revealed snippets of her own life, a history of philanthropic endeavors, a long, sometimes lonely path of amassing wealth without ever finding someone who truly understood her. To Tyler, her words resonated like a beacon in the darkness. Here was a woman who, despite her opulent surroundings, had also experienced loss and isolation. The connection that sparked between them was unexpected, transcending the boundaries of age and social class. Before the night ended, Evelyn gave Tyler her card and a warm smile that promised more than just a fleeting encounter. For the rest of the evening, Tyler's mind kept returning to her sincere eyes and the weight of her unspoken invitation to trust in something bigger than himself. In the days that followed, his routine, filled with endless study sessions and tireless work, was punctuated by memories of Evelyn's kind inquiry and the mysterious opportunity she hinted at. Though still burdened by responsibilities, Tyler began to wonder if fate might be offering him a way out of his relentless struggle. That thought, as fragile as it was hopeful, stirred something within him and set the stage for an unforeseen twist of destiny. Several days after the event, while Tyler was immersed in another grueling study session at the firm's office, his phone rang unexpectedly. The caller ID displayed an unfamiliar number, and after a moment's hesitation, he answered. On the other end, in a clear and poised voice, came the words of Evelyn Carter. "Tyler Green, I hope you remember our conversation at the gala. I would like to invite you to my home tomorrow. There is something important I wish to discuss with you." Tyler's heart pounded as he recalled their encounter. Was it possible that this gracious woman, whose kindness had cut through his despair, was reaching out with a purpose beyond mere pleasantry? Despite his misgivings and the overwhelming responsibilities he already bore, he felt compelled to accept. The next day, he found himself standing before the imposing gates of Evelyn's mansion, a stately estate that looked like something out of a fairy tale yet held an unmistakable air of gravitas. Inside, a courteous but firm housekeeper guided him to a tastefully decorated drawing room. Evelyn awaited him there, seated gracefully behind a polished mahogany desk. Without any preamble, she said, "Tyler, I have seen in you a rare strength and an unyielding spirit. I believe you possess the qualities that are not only needed in this world but also in mine." Her tone was gentle, yet unwavering. Then, with an unexpected pause, she declared, "I want to marry you." The words struck Tyler like a bolt of lightning. Marriage? With a 71-year-old millionaire? For a young man who had known only struggle and sacrifice? "Excuse me," he managed, voice trembling. I don't understand. Why would you propose such a thing?" Evelyn's eyes softened as she continued. "This is not a matter of romance, Tyler, but one of purpose. I have accumulated wealth over the years, but wealth alone cannot heal my loneliness or secure the legacy I wish to leave behind. I see in you an honesty and determination that are increasingly rare. I want you to be the guardian of my legacy, both the charitable foundation I have built and the future I envision for those who have struggled as you have." She slid a neatly folded document and a pen across the desk. "This is a proposal, a contract, if you will. In marrying me, you will inherit not only financial stability, but also the management of my philanthropic foundation. In return, I ask only that you trust me and fulfill the role I believe you were born to play." Tyler sat in stunned silence. The proposal was as unconventional as it was overwhelming. He was offered a lifeline, a chance to escape the crushing burdens of debt and despair, but it came with a heavy price: the surrender of his youthful dreams and the acceptance of responsibilities that he had never dared imagine. The room was filled with a charged silence as Evelyn's words echoed in his mind. After what felt like an eternity, Tyler's inner resolve began to take shape. With his family's future in jeopardy and the possibility of transforming his life before him, he knew that this decision, however unorthodox, might be his only path to redemption. With a deep breath and a heavy heart, he uttered, "I will consider your proposal, Miss Carter." And in that moment, a new chapter of his life was set into motion, a chapter that would test his strength, challenge his beliefs, and ultimately redefine his destiny. The wedding day arrived with an air of quiet formality. In a small, understated ceremony held in one of Evelyn Carter's stately halls, Tyler Green and Evelyn were wed in the presence of a handful of witnesses. There were no extravagant celebrations or romantic declarations typical of a fairy tale nuptial. Instead, the ceremony was a solemn exchange of signatures and promises. Tyler's heart was heavy as he signed the documents, knowing that the contract he had entered into was not about love, but about survival and duty. The vows were spoken in a measured tone, devoid of sentimentality, yet filled with the unspoken understanding that both parties were embarking on a journey that transcended traditional notions of marriage. After the ceremony, life transformed for Tyler almost immediately. Overnight, the crushing weight of debts began to lift. Evelyn's vast resources were mobilized to pay off old loans, secure the medical treatments that Linda desperately needed, and enroll Hannah in a reputable school. For the first time in years, Tyler felt a glimmer of hope, a chance to rebuild not just his own life, but the lives of those he loved. Yet, as the initial relief set in, so too did the reality of the new responsibilities thrust upon him. Evelyn, now his wife by contract, maintained an air of dignified distance. She spent hours in her private study, reviewing documents and issuing directives related to her charitable foundation. While she was courteous and respectful to Tyler in public, there was an unmistakable barrier between them. Her interactions were marked by a professional tone, as though she saw him more as a trusted manager than a husband. Tyler, meanwhile, grappled with conflicting emotions. He was grateful for the security the marriage provided, yet he struggled with the loss of the life he had once envisioned for himself, a life filled with the promise of youthful dreams and personal independence. In quiet moments alone, Tyler would reflect on the swift and surreal turn his life had taken. He remembered the long nights of study, the ache of hunger and hardship, and the desperate hope that had driven him forward. Now, he was burdened not only with the memory of those struggles, but also with the enormous responsibility of upholding Evelyn's legacy. There were moments when he felt overwhelmed by the enormity of the task before him, the need to manage a multi-million-dollar foundation, to make decisions that affected countless lives, and to reconcile his own identity with the role that had been imposed upon him. Yet, amidst the complexity of his new reality, Tyler began to notice small signs of transformation. His mother, Linda, started to regain her strength as her treatments became more accessible, and his sister Hannah's bright smile returned as she flourished in her new school. These subtle victories fueled his determination to embrace the future, even if it was not the one he had once dreamed of. In the hushed corridors of Evelyn's mansion, as he navigated the challenges of his new life, Tyler realized that the true value of his marriage was not measured solely in dollars or contracts, but in the possibility of making a meaningful difference for those who had long been forgotten. And so, with every passing day, he resolved to honor the unexpected chance he had been given, even as doubts and questions about his own capacity for such responsibility continued to linger in the back of his mind. In the weeks and months that followed the wedding, Tyler Green's life evolved into a delicate balance of duty and self-discovery. Now at the helm of Evelyn Carter's charitable foundation, he immersed himself in projects that aimed to uplift struggling communities. The foundation, long a symbol of Evelyn's own lonely achievements, transformed into a beacon of hope under Tyler's diligent management. He met countless individuals whose lives had been touched by the generous programs, from scholarships that enabled promising students to attend college to community health initiatives that provided vital care for the underserved. Tyler's days were filled with meetings, planning sessions, and visits to project sites across the city. Though the weight of responsibility sometimes made him long for the simpler days of his past, he also found solace in the tangible impact of his work. Every success story, a student graduating against all odds, a family receiving life-changing medical assistance, served as a reminder that Evelyn's legacy was not just an inheritance of wealth, but a profound trust in his ability to nurture hope and create opportunity. At home, the changes were equally significant. Linda's health steadily improved, and Hannah's bright spirit shone through as she excelled in school, her dreams of becoming a veterinarian rekindled by the stability that now enveloped their lives. Yet, amidst these newfound blessings, Tyler wrestled with a deep internal conflict. He questioned whether he was truly ready to shoulder the legacy that Evelyn Carter had entrusted to him. Late at night, when the mansion was quiet and the only sound was the soft hum of the city outside, he would retreat to a small room Evelyn had dedicated as her memory space, a sanctuary adorned with photographs, letters, and mementos of her long and complex life. There, Tyler would read through Evelyn's handwritten letters, each word resonating with a mix of hope and melancholy. In one particularly poignant note, she had written, "The true measure of a person is not in what they inherit, but in what they choose to give back to the world." These words became a quiet mantra for him as he sought to redefine his identity. No longer did he see himself solely as a struggling student or a reluctant husband. He began to embrace the role of a compassionate leader, one who could turn hardship into a powerful force for change. As time passed, Tyler's confidence grew. He initiated new programs under the foundation, partnering with local businesses and community leaders to expand the reach of their charitable work. His efforts brought tangible improvements, ranging from upgraded educational facilities to innovative health clinics that bridged gaps in care for the city's most vulnerable residents. In each accomplishment, he felt Evelyn's spirit guiding him, urging him to remain true to the ideals of empathy and resilience that she had cherished. One crisp winter evening, as snow gently blanketed the city streets, Tyler stood before a crowd at a foundation gala. The room buzzed with gratitude and optimism as a young scholarship recipient took the stage to share how the foundation had transformed her life. Listening to the heartfelt testimony, Tyler felt a profound sense of purpose swell within him. For the first time, he realized that the legacy he had inherited was not a burden to bear, but a powerful opportunity to shape a better future for himself, for his family, and for countless others. In that moment, Tyler Green embraced his new destiny. The echoes of Evelyn Carter's wisdom reverberated in his heart as he pledged to continue her work with unwavering dedication. Her memory, preserved in a dedicated room within the foundation, would serve as an eternal source of inspiration. With renewed determination and a deep sense of gratitude, Tyler stepped forward into a future where every act of kindness, every life changed, was a testament to the transformative power of hope and responsibility. His journey had come full circle, from a struggling student burdened by loss to a visionary leader committed to making the world a better place. If you like these stories, subscribe my channel,